My name is Emmanuel Mafamwako. You can call me Copyright, and I'm glad you've opted to study your graphic design, or you've decided to go on your graphic design journey with me. So we will start from where we can download the Photoshop applications and the website and the types of or the versions of Photoshop available on the website. So without wasting my time, let's start. So first, I'm going to show you where you can download the Photoshop application, and the easiest website which can also make downloading of this app easier for you is, so you can go to Google and search for getintopc.com. Alright, so when it opens, the next thing is to search for Photoshop from here. Photoshop. Alright, so the ones that we will go for will be Photoshop either 2018 up to date. So the one that I am using right now is Adobe Photoshop 2023. Depending on the specifications of your computer, you have to download one that suits the specification of your computer. So we can download Photoshop 2023 from here. Okay. So let's be specific with our search. Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop. Alright. So we have the Adobe Photoshop 2023 here and the elements. But we can download the Adobe Photoshop 2022 and we have the 2023 here. So depending on the specifications of your computer or your laptop, you have to download one that suits the specs of your computer. But the one that I'm using is 2022. Yes, I think so, 2022. Because from 2019 coming to 2023, they have exceptional features. So if you want one that can make your workflow much easier for you, you have to go for one from 2019 to 2023. So you click on it. Let's say we want to download the 2023. I have one already. So for demonstration sake, let's go through it again. So let's download the 2022 because most of the new ones they still need updates. Yeah. So this is it. So this is the system requirements. So you check the requirements. If your computer is having that same requirement, then you are good to go. You can download it. So operating system, Windows XP Vista 7.8, 8.1, then Windows 10. It can also work on Windows 11 also. So if you are using a computer with Windows 11, there is no problem downloading it. So RAM 8 gig, hard disk, you have to have a 5 gig free space on your hard disk, and the processor Intel dual-core or higher processor. It can be Nvidia or AMD or anything. Yes. So after confirming everything, you just have to click download from here. Then it will open this tab for you. So it will start the downloading automatically. Yes, it will start the downloading automatically. Yes, you've seen that it has started downloading. I have to stop it because I have it already. Yes, so I have to cancel it. So when it's done downloading, you have to locate it at where your downloading files are located. Yes. So let's say I'm done downloading. Okay, I'm done downloading my application. So I have to locate it at where my downloading files are. Then I go to downloads. So when you download it, it might come to the downloads folder depending on your default folder for your downloads, but mine, I have them here. My file, programs, and okay, sorry. So Adobe Photoshop 2024. Yeah, so you click on the setup, you open the setup. Takes time, but yeah. Okay, I think this one is so from the Adobe Photoshop 2019 to 2023. This is how the installation pack opens. The installer, this is how it opens. So you click on continue, then it will start installing from here. I have it already, so I'll stop it. So when it's done installing, you can locate it from the start menu. So you have to go to your start menu, then locate it from there. Yes. So it will be on top. When you install a new application, it will be on the top here. All right. So now we are done installing our Photoshop application. Let's open it. So when you open it, this is how the interface looks like. This is how the interface looks like. So with this one, I have opened or worked on some projects, so they will appear here. But for you, since you've not done anything, it will be blank with nothing there. So this is how the interface looks like. You have your new file here, then open here. So with the open, it's only usable when maybe you've done some projects and you want to open that same project again, or you want to start a project. But when you want to create something new, you have to use a new file. Yes. So when you are done working on a project, it will appear here. It will appear here. But with the open, let's say you are done with an application that you did a long time ago and you want to open it, you come to open. Yes, and it will bring up a dialog box for you. Then you locate your PSD file or your project file. Then you open it from here. So let's say we've not worked on anything, but we want to start a new project. Starting a new project, we have to click on new file from here. Yes. And with this, we have so many sizes of workspace, and the most that we normally work on is A4 and 4:5 ratio. Since most of our works are posted on social media, you have to get a size that seals the resolution of all social media platforms. So most of the times, even with the A4, you have to crop it into 4:5 ratio mostly. So it seals Instagram, Facebook, and all the other social media platforms. So when you come here, we have the recent. So the recent gives you options of the sizes that you've worked on or you've created. So when you open yours, nothing will appear here since you've not worked on anything. So when you want a size, you can come to print here. So with the print, we have letter, legal, tabloid, A4, A6, A5, A3, B5. So you can choose any of the sizes that you want, depending on the work or the project that you want to embark on. And if maybe you are working on a project for a video, they have film and video sizes also here. Yes. So it depends on what you are working on or the project that you are embarking on. So RS is strictly for graphic designing. So you come to print, then we choose the A3. So later we can crop it. Doing work, we can crop it to suit wherever we want to import or export our work to. So let's choose the A3 or A4. Any will do. So let's go for the A4. Yes. So this is how it works. You can either double click on it for it to open for you, or you can just click on it and come to create. So let's come here also. So here the sizes are also located here. We have the height and the width. So mostly these are the conventional units available, or the units available. We have the pixels, we have the inches, we have the centimeters, millimeters, points, and acres. But mostly we work with the inches and the pixels, the centimeters and millimeters also sometimes, because most of the works that we print out is either they do the sizing in feet, then you convert it into inches. So they do the sizes in feet, then you convert the sizes into inches. But since we are just doing a soft copy of our works, choosing the A4 will give us the automatic size of the A4 or the A3. So there is no need for us to convert it into either inches or feet. So just choose the A4. It's like they've prepared a preset for you to make the work easier for you to have an easy workflow. Yes. So with the resolution also, the higher the resolution, that also increases the quality of your work. But most time with the resolution, the higher the resolution, it also slows down the work rate of your PC. So you have to check the memory space or the specifications or the system requirements of your PC before you go for a higher resolution. But yes, still you can choose a lower resolution, then you later increase the sizes into a higher resolution. So now we have a 300 resolution. But when your PC is having a low computer specifications, you can go with 72 pixels over inches. You can change this one to 72. Yes. So with mine, the specifications are high, so I can go with the 300. Yes, so let's go with the 72. And we have orientation here. With the orientation, you see we have portrait and we have landscape. So depending on how you want your work output or your final export to be, or how you want your work to look, you can go with any of the orientation here. But we are going with the portrait. Yes, so we are going with the portrait. So let's start our work. So we've chosen A4, resolution 72, the color mode RGB color. That one should be maintained. Most people go with sRGB, but it's the same as the RGB. So let's go with the RGB. The background content white, everything is okay. So now we are done with our sizing. Let's create. So as I earlier said, we can double click on the size that we wanted it to open for us, or we can just click on it and come to create, and it will open our working space for us. All right. So yes, our working space has been open for us. So with Photoshop, it's like you having a creative art class with your sketchpad, with a blank page with nothing on it. So it's now up to you to start with your drawing and your projects afresh on a new page. So that's how Photoshop works. It will give you a blank page. So it's same as building. You have to get a land, you have to lay your foundation, and you start building bit by bit, brick by brick also. So that's how it works. So with this Photoshop, so here is your free space on your sketchpad, or here is your land. So we are now coming to start our building. So here is our foundation. Yes, so we are now coming to start our building. So when it opens, here are the tools that you would need. here are the tools that you need. So the tools are here, and at the top here we have our file. So with the file, most of the things on the opening page, the page that we visited earlier before coming here, can also be located here. We have new, yes, open, also here, open as. And when you are done with everything, you have to save them here. You have to save as a copy, yes, or export. So when you want to export into other Photoshop applications, you have to come here also. Yes. So most of the things here are not needed for graphic designing. Yes, but with time we will tackle most of the things here. And we have edits, and we have shortcuts for everything here. A combination of keys. Also, when you want to undo something, you can either come here or you can use the shortcut. Or when you want to redo, you can come here or use the shortcut. Also, and we have image. So let's say we want to resize our work. Yes, you can come here, image size, to resize our work here. Image canvas, when you want to rotate our image. You see, you have 90 English clockwise. We can rotate it here. Let's undo it. Yes. We have adjustment here. Let's say we've opened an image. We can do our brightness or our edit things here. Yes. So these are the things located here. And layer, we will tackle that one. And type. So this are for the font. And filter. The filter gives us effects like when you are editing pictures on your computer or on your phone. The filters that you have, blurring, 3D, everything can also be located here. So with the windows, let's say a tool is not appearing, you can. So let's say the tools here. You've seen that it's hidden now. So when we want the tools to show, you can come here and click on the tools again and it will display them back. Yes, so these are the top here. And these are the tools that we would need for the graphic designing. These are the tools that we would need for the graphic designing. So they are located on your left. Yes. So we have our page opened. So we have to start something. But before starting something, you have to know each of the tools and their work. Yes. So we start from the first tool. The first tool is called the Move tool. So what the Move tool does is that, let's say I have a rectangle here on my working space. So what the Move tool does is it helps you to move things around your working space. That's the function of the Move tool. Just simple like that. It helps you to move things on your working space. So that's the function of the Move tool. And we have the Marquee tool. So with the Marquee tool, we have the rectangular Marquee tool, and we have the elliptical Marquee tool, and the single row Marquee tool, and single column Marquee tool. But the one that we'll be using the most will be the rectangular Marquee tool and the elliptical Marquee tool. Yes. So what the Marquee tool also does is that it helps you to select portions of the shapes on your working space. So let's take this Marquee tool for example. If we've taken the rectangular Marquee tool, so let's say we want to select a portion of our subject, you can just draw. With the drawing, you have to click and hold on a portion, then you drag it, then you release. So with this, we can go back and take the Move tool and move that portion around. So that's how the Marquee tool works. So same applies to the elliptical one. We take our Move tool and also move it around. So that's the function of the marquee tool. So we are done with the marquee tool and the move tool. So we can say that from the first to the fourth tool, they all help with selection and movement. Yes, so that's the function of the first tool, the fourth tool. So we have the lasso tool. So with the lasso tool also does the same function as the marquee tool, but with this one, it doesn't give you it doesn't constrict you to a specific shape. So it gives you the freedom to draw any shape or any thing that you want to cut out. So with the marquee tool, it gives us definite shape, but with this one, you can just, with the lasso tool, you can just draw anything on your subject, then you cut them out. Yes, so that's the function of the marquee tool. You've seen that we can draw any shape on the subject or the thing on our working space, and we can just use the move tool to drag them out. So that's the function of the lasso tool also. Yes, you can just draw anything, but with the marquee tool, we can only draw shapes, rectangular shapes and elliptical shapes. Yes. So the fourth tool also is the quick selection tool, but mostly it applies to objects. You cannot use them on shapes a lot because shapes they have a definite edges that you can just select them easily. But with the selection tool, let's demonstrate here. Let's open an image. Let's go to File, Open. Come to Mr. Marvel and open an image from here. Okay. So what the fourth tool does is that it helps you to select your subjects, quick selection. So let's say we want to import an image onto our working space. We can just use this one, yes, to draw over it. After drawing over it, we can use the move tool to move it to maybe our working background like this. You see, we have moved it here. Move it to our working background. Yes, so that's how the quick selection tool works. Yes. So with the quick selection tool, when you open it, we have the plus and the minus here. So the plus and minus stands for the same addition and subtraction that we learned in our various schools. So the plus means we want to add spaces to, or we want to select more spaces. So when I use the plus, let me zoom in my subject. So with the plus, let's say I've clicked here. Yes, I can also click, then it add. To be adding the places that I will be drawing over to it. So let's say I've changed it to the minus. Let's change it to the minus. So with the minus, it deselects, so it subtracts, it takes some parts out. So with the plus, we added some places, but with the minus, you see that it is deselecting some places also. So when we are okay with our selection, then we can either right click and cut that part out, or we can use the move tool to just move it around to the place that we want the image to be. So let's undo it. So that's the function of the quick selection tool. You can again use it to select background and delete them also, and delete that background also. So I'm drawn over this background. You can just do this and delete it. Yes. So that's one function also, by using the plus and the minus. Use the plus to add, use the minus to deselect. So these are the function of the first to the fourth tool. So now we are coming to the fifth tool, which is the crop tool. So the crop tool, as I said earlier, most of the works that we do, we want to import them on our social media platforms or export them on our social media platforms. And depending on the sizes, we have 4:5, which is 8:10 also. The 4:5 are good sizes, or they suit social media posting like Instagram and other social media platforms. So let's say when we want to even use it for our profile picture, we have to go for a square pixel, which is 1:1. You've seen that it's square, 1:1. All you have to do is click on the mark sign here to confirm the size that you've chosen. Then it will just confirm it for you. So now we are done with the crop tool, just like that. It's simple. And 4:5 for Instagram. We have 5:7. So the 5:7 is more like an A4. Yes, it's more like an A4. You can click on the mark sign, or you can undo to go back again. So we skip this two and we will use this one. So with the eyedropper tool, let's say we've seen a color somewhere that we want to use that same color in our working space. You can just pick the eyedropper tool and left click on the color that we want to pick. So let's keep our eyes here down here. Here where the color boxes are. When you use the eyedropper tool, the active color on top will change. So let's say I want to pick the white or the gray color from here. You've seen that the color here has changed. Same way, I can double click on it and the eyedropper tool will be open for us automatically. Then we will choose the color that we want. You've seen that it is changing here. It is changing. Yeah, so that's the function of the eyedropper tool. So it works hand in hand with the color box or the color palette down there. So with these two, the parts too, you will not be needing it in graphic designing. So our sole focus will be on the graphic designing aspect. So we have the brush tool also here. We have the brush tool. So with the brush tool, it helps you to draw any color here. So with the brush tool also, we have the sizes and the hardness. So let's decrease the size here and increase the hardness to 100%. You see that the size has been reduced, but you can increase the size here also, or decrease or increase it here with this dial and the hardness. So we've increased the hardness to 100%. So let's see how it looks like. And let's increase the flow also. So this is how it looks like when the hardness is increased to 100%. Let's decrease the hardness. You see that it will give us a feather effect. Yes, something like this. Let's reduce it again. See how it looks like. So when we increase the hardness, it will give us sharp edges, but when we decrease the hardness, it will give us feathered edges. And we can increase the opacity and the flow here, but most times we want to maintain the opacity at 100% and decrease the flow. Yes, so that's how the brush tool also works. You can use them for your background, but it will take a lot of time. So most of the time we don't use this one for our background. We'll get to solid colors and we'll talk more about that. And the clone stamp tool also, we will not be needing them. You have the eraser tool. This helps you to erase things, clean things. So that's the function of the eraser tool also. So now the gradient tool. So with the gradient tool, we'll tackle it more when we are doing backgrounds. So now the most important tool when it comes to graphic designing is the text tool, because without the text tool you cannot convey the information, or you cannot relay the information that you want your audience to see, because you have to type. So graphic designing is in another way, it's a way of you communicating with a target audience. So without the text tool, you cannot convey that information that you want to push out to the audience out there. So the important tool here is the text tool. Yes. So we have our text tool here. Let's click on our text tool. So when we click on our text tool, we have the option to change the type of font that we want to use. You have option to change the type of font and change the font style also here. The font size can also be located here, and the orientation, either to bring it to the middle, to the right side, or to the left side, they are also here. So let's type something. Copyright, and let's change the font to the one that's my favorite font right now, is the Nexa font, heavy. So when you put your cursor on the T, the big T and small t, it can help you increase or decrease the size. But before doing that, you have to make sure that you've highlighted your text. Before doing that. Yes. Or you can just click on the arrow down here to choose the size that you want. But it's limited to only 72 points. Yes. So with the dial, you can increase it to any size that you want, then decrease it. You just have to put the cursor on this T, a big T and a small t, and it will give you a scroll cursor. Yes. So you've seen that you can change the style to light or change it to heavy. But before doing this, you have to make sure that you've highlighted your text. Yes. Then see. So it's just similar to how we type in Microsoft Word and Excel and those stuffs. Yes. So we are done with our font. Yes. So this is how the font tool also looks like. Then let's come to the next one, which is shapes. You have the shapes also here. You have the rectangular shape. You have the ellipse, the triangle, the polygon. So when you click on it to open the dialog box for you, click on it, click and hold. Yes, click and hold. You can have the triangle also. Also, these are for the shapes. And I skipped one thing, because with that one we have to demonstrate before we understand. That's the pen tool. So it helps you to draw shapes, it helps you to draw lines, it helps you to select objects by drawing over them, helps you to get an accurate selection of objects, because you will be drawing your points over them, like how it's being displayed here. You draw a point here, another point, yes, and another point here, like how it's being displayed here. So with this you can have an accurate selection of your subjects. Yes. So this is for the introduction. how to download them, the tools, and how it too works. So in our next lesson, we will talk about layers. So thank you for staying with me. So this is for the introduction of Photoshop. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.